right?
Yes, I was.
A Bollywood award-winning actress.
Yes.
Millions of social media followers.
That's an award too.
That's not bad. And starring in ABC's Quantico.
Yes.
So, and now you're the villain in Baywatch.
Yes. All those things are check, check, check.
So, to rewind a little bit, how did the U.S. transaction, or how did you, coming to the U.S., starting to work, getting the Quantico, and start working in the
Well,
US market?
it was a very interesting story. I am an Indian actor, and I have done about 50 Indian films, and I was doing music. I was signed by Interscope as a recording artist, and I was in LA, and I was at a party, and I remember the VP of casting for ABC met me over there. Her name was Kelly Lee, and she just kept telling me that, you know, I would really fit into the mold of you know, diverse heroes that ABC is always looking for, and would I be interested in doing a TV show, because she thinks that I would translate really well to America. And I was not sure, because I've not done television before, and it's a really long commitment, and you know, I do only features, and I wasn't sure. But so they signed me for a talent deal, where you sign a talent and then you find a show for them. They made me read, I mean, they sent me about 26 scripts. I loved Quantico the most. They loved Quantico for me. And that's when I said yes to the show. They liked me. The show blew up. We're in like 68 countries around the world, even in our first season. And after that, movie offers started coming to me. I loved Baywatch, because after playing Alex, which is such a American hero, I wanted to play something completely different. And, you know, being the villain in Baywatch was just such a fun thing, because Baywatch was one of my favorite TV shows also growing up.
Right.
So it was just like everything just worked out in that way.
Yeah. And how was it working on Baywatch? Because you did seem to have a lot of fun, like
Yeah.
on and off screen.
Yeah, it was, I mean, as much as I was the bad girl and I was their villain, and I was not supposed to get along with them because I don't like the lifeguards in the movie, and I want to kill them. But yeah, that might be a little hard to be friends with someone you want to kill. But we got on really well in real life, and you know, whether it was Dwayne, Zach, Kelly, Ilfi, Alex, John, all of them were so much just fun to be around, and even our director Seth, and you know, just as a team, everyone was just, nobody took it that seriously, even though we were making a major motion picture. Everyone just had a lot of fun with each other, so it was great. I think the fact that we were doing a comedy also really helped. You know, so much improv, and it was great.
Yeah, that translates to, it comes across.
Yeah, you can see that because Seth allowed a lot of freedom to the actors to be able to do stuff.
Yeah. So what about the acting traditions? Because traditional Bollywood films, it's a little bit of a different acting tradition. So how did you translate from an artistic point of view?
I actually don't think so. I think the stereotype of Bollywood films is that you randomly break out into song and dance, and
It's a lot of musicals.
but we do have musicals, because our culture is driven by music tremendously. If you win the World Cup, we start dancing. If you have a baby, we start dancing. We're just those people, you know?
Like that.
Yeah. So it translates onto our films as well. But like modern India, and I'm sure you know Indian people around you at the same, like, and you'll see that modern India is very different than the stereotype of what people think Bollywood is. So it was, I mean, English and Hindi both are my first languages. I've grown up in India, but I knew both, and most people do. So it wasn't that hard for me when I in fact when I transitioned, because I've done about 50 films, so when I walk onto a set, I know my job. I know how to stand on a mark. I know my light. I know where the camera is. I know how should I handle the mic. I know how to say my lines. So all that stuff creatively really helps me, having experience, even though it's my first film here. So that was it was a lot of fun and surprising to the people who worked with me. Actually, it was nice to surprise them.
Is it true that was your character written for a man?
Yes. It was. It was.
You managed to. How did that happen? Is that something you can?
Oh, great things happened to me.
They are. Congratulations.
Touch wood, yeah, really. I'm fortunate. But yes, Victoria's character was written for a man, and I just found out a couple of months ago, actually, for a really big movie star. And I think Seth just thought that having a woman antagonist against The Rock was a lot more interesting as a dynamic, because how would The Rock deal with it, with a girl? And so then he started like talking to people about it. I was one of the first actors they spoke to about the movie, and I remember I was shooting in Montreal for Quantico, and I couldn't come down to meet Seth, and so we did a Skype call, and it was supposed to be a 20-minute call which lasted 2 hours, and we just talked about character and talked about what Victoria should be. And 10 minutes later they called me and said I was doing the movie, because he was like, Seth just didn't want to speak to anybody else, and you're on board. And I guess it was just a very creative thing, and we sort of were on the same page about what she should be like.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
It was a lot of fun, so I'm
Thank you.
looking
Thank
forward
you.
to see future work of you as well.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That means a lot.